Flying high on a Hawaiian roller coaster ride. Welcome back to Every Disney Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Every Disney Movie Ever. Today I'm going to talk about Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch is a 2002 animated theatrical release. It's written and directed by Dean DeBlois and Chris Sanders. Dean DeBlois is best known for the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy and this. Chris Sanders I covered in a previous video, but listen to the link in the description. There are 6 supervising animators, 3 of which I've already covered. It's Ruben Aquino, Andres Deja, and Alex Cooper-Schmidt. I'll list a link in the description. The 3 I haven't covered are Bolhem Bochiba, Byron Howard, and Stephanie Saint Foy, if that's how it's pronounced. I apologize if it isn't. Bolhem Bochiba is best known for Incredibles 1 and 2, Hercules, and this. Byron Howard is best known for Zootopia, Tangled, Bolt, and Encanto. Stephanie Saint Foy is best known for Hercules, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, A Goofy Movie, and this. The film was edited by Darren T. Holmes, who's best known for How to Train Your Dragon, The Croods, Ratatouille, and Wolfwalkers. The music is by Alan Silvestri, who I covered in the video about Flight of the Navigator. Link will be in the description. The film stars Davy Chase, Chris Sanders, Tia Carrere, David Ogden Stiers, Kevin McDonald, Zoe Caldwell, Jason Scott Lee, Ving Rhames, and Kevin Michael Richardson. Davy Chase plays Lilo and is best known for The Ring, Donnie Darko, Spirited Away, and this. Chris Sanders plays Stitch, David Ogden Stiers plays Jumba, Zoe Caldwell plays Grand Councilwoman, and Jason Scott Lee plays David, and I've covered all of them in previous videos that we listed in the link in the description. Tia Carrere plays Nani and is best known for Wayne's World, True Lies, Relic Hunter, and this. Kevin McDonald plays Pleakley and is best known for Galaxy Quest, Sky High, The Kids in the Hall, and this. Ving Rhames plays Bubbles and is best known for Bringing Out the Dead, The Mission Impossible series, and Pulp Fiction. Kevin Michael Richardson plays Captain Gantu and is best known for... Kevin Michael Richardson plays Captain Gantu and is best known for Young Justice, Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, Mortal Kombat, and this. Michael Eisner wanted to do something that was less expensive, a smaller budget animated film, kind of like Walt did with Dumbo back in the 40s. So that's what his intention was for this film, and he approached Chris Sanders, who had worked on Mulan with DeBlois, so they were put together to work on this one. And Chris Sanders had the idea of Stitch back in 1985 when he tried pitching a book to a bunch of places and decided to try and make it an animated movie. The decision to set the film in Hawaii was one that ended up informing a lot of the story and really drove a lot for them. When they visited Kauai to, like, you know, see the locations, see what it was like there, they had a tour guide, and the tour guide explained Ohana to them, which ended up becoming a huge part of the movie, as I'm sure most of us know. Tia Carrere and Jason Scott Lee, once casted, helped with the dialogue, so it was the correct, the proper colloquial dialect, which is so amazing. To save on animation money, they didn't add pockets to clothing, and they tried to make as many scenes in the shade as possible so they didn't have to draw shadows. There was originally supposed to be a scene where Stitch steals a 747 and flies it around, but after 9/11 happened, they removed that scene and Stitch just steals Jumba and Pleakley's device instead. There's also quite a few deleted scenes. There's Lilo eating a pizza and telling herself a story, Stitch with the plane, and then also Stitch killing Pudge on accident. The trailers for this movie were actually parodies of other Disney movies like Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, Aladdin, etc. And then Sanders and DeBlois made the choice to do watercolor backgrounds, a choice that hadn't been made since the 40s. So a lot of like 40s inspo for this one for some reason. And I would say it was successful. The film had an $80 million budget and made $273.1 million in the box office, did mighty fine. Has an 86% Rotten Tomatoes, and the consensus was that it was edgier, it was funny, it really explored some family issues, and it was a fun, charming story. There is an altered scene, especially the Disney Plus version. If you have an old DVD version, you will have the original. I don't know if I have a DVD version. I'm gonna have to go look. I think I might. But the one on Disney Plus was the one that was the one that ended up being released in Europe or Canada or something. The scene where Lilo hides from Nani and Nani like tricks her into coming out. She originally hid in the dryer, and people were so concerned it would encourage children to hide in dryers that it was changed to a little end table with a pizza box hiding Lilo. And then she like crawls out, like puts the pizza box down. So that's the version that is on Disney Plus now, because I don't want to encourage children to hide in dryers. But if you have an original DVD, you will have the version that is a dryer. And I do remember it being a dryer, so I feel like I might have that somewhere. This film has a lot of sequels and everything. It's got Stitch the movie, it's got a TV show, it's got Leroy and Stitch, it's got Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch has a glitch, it's got a Stitch anime in Japan, and it has a Stitch and AI or AI in China. There is supposedly going to be a live action adaptation, but it's been struggling with the director. John M. Chu was originally on, but left for other projects, and then it also has they have a ton of video game appearances, including Kingdom Hearts 2, 3, and Birth by Sleep. And then also it had the attraction at the parks, you know, where like you sit in the thing, and it's like a 4D experience kind of. So this movie obviously became like a huge thing. Stitch was everywhere. Lilo and Stitch is a big thing. This movie is fantastic. I think I could probably count on one hand how many times I've seen this movie, and I definitely haven't seen it in quite some time. Obviously, I've seen pieces here and there and whatever because it's everywhere, or I've done the stuff at the park, so it's like always been around. But I definitely haven't seen this movie since I was little, and I feel like I got in my brain that like it just wasn't my favorite. But then the second the movie started, I was like, no, I love this movie. Why don't I watch this more? And I think I just like had gotten in my head that Stitch kind of drove me insane. Maybe it was one of those like it oversaturated the market, so I got annoyed or whatever the fact, but I think maybe I was frustrated because like they focused so much on Stitch because, you know, it was a kid's movie and not like on the beautiful story of Lilo and Nani. But now as an adult watching it, this movie moves so fast, and Stitch learns his like lesson and like learns so fast that I'm not mad at all. This movie is so good. First, I cried multiple times, actually. The first time I cried was so early in the movie. It was when Lilo says, "You like me better as a sister than a rabbit, right?" And like she like hides her face. Like it was such a real moment, and Davy Chase did a fantastic delivery. And then like Nani being like, "Oh, come here, of course, of course." Like I was like, ooh, and a couple tears fell, so good. But other moments that I got super emotional was when Stitch says Ohana to Nani, and Nani's like, "Hang on," and like pulls him down and is like, "What did you say?" And he says what Ohana is, and that he wants to like help get Lilo or whatever. That made me emotional. And then obviously at the end when he's like, "Can I say goodbye?" And then he's like, "This is my family. It's broken, but still good." Like I was a mess. I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna sob. It's all good. So I cried multiple times throughout this movie because it's just so good. And the story between Lilo, like the story of Lilo and Nani is so amazing, and then you just add the chaos that is Stitch into it, and it's a really good story, and it moves so fast. I would definitely say this is one of those movies that has no fat on it. It's from point A to point B to point C so quick, and it's really good. Like I like how fast Stitch learns, because they say he's like this extremely intelligent alien that like adapts and improvises and whatever all, you know, immediately, and he learns so fast. But the moment of like when she says, "It's so nice to live on an island without any big cities," and Stitch is like, "Oh no." That moment is so funny. And then the when Nani says her boss was a vampire who wanted her to join his undead army, and Lilo says, "I knew it." Like there's so many genuinely funny moments in this movie as well. It's just so good. Like Lilo is just an old woman inside, I feel like, because she's so genuinely hilarious. And then Pleakley and Jumba are together. They're in a relationship. They're partners for life. That's my opinion, and you can get mad at me whatever you want. Obviously there are 2 parent deaths in the movie, and then also the line, "I remember everyone who leaves." Damn, Lilo comes for the jugular multiple times in this movie. But yeah, this movie is just really good. It's funny. Like, it is so genuinely funny. Not, like, it's got, like, you know, some funny, like, physical comedy with like Stitch and stuff, or the guy with the ice cream cone can't catch a freaking break. But like there are so many quick, funny, like clever jokes in this movie, and then on top of it, it can make you cry multiple times throughout. Like it's just got everything. This movie's so good, and the music is obviously very good. The surfing scene, like when Stitch is like, wait, like I want to have fun too, and like I'm gonna face water, like so good. Okay, that's it. I have nothing else to say because this movie is so fantastic. My final rating is 9 aliens or mint chocolate chip ice cream cones out of 10. Our total movie count is, our parent death toll is, our cry count is. If you want to keep up with what movie I'm watching when, follow me on Instagram or Twitter. Go find out what movie I'm watching when. I put up videos every Monday, Friday, and sometimes Wednesday. Join Patreon. Lots of stuff always going on over there. 1, 5, 10, 20, and $40 tiers. Get over there. Buy merch. Merch is sick. I have other ADME hoodies, but you should definitely go check them out. Check out all the merch. Mickey and Minnie are like present. Until next time, come like, subscribe, and I'm in charge of your life. You are, so you do, and don't be... Wow, I mean, everybody's kind of just like trying to do their job in this movie. The dude that fires Nani, don't be him. He's kind of a jerk. But also, Bubbles comes around, you know, so, like, I guess the one who, like, is the least to come around is Captain Gantu. So, like, maybe don't be Captain Gantu about it. He's kind of a turd blossom. But, you know. They decided to set it in Hawaii, and that decision... Oh, my mom must be home. That decision informed, and really had a grand effect on the story. I'm sorry about Xander.